In Escape from Tarkov, money is what makes the man for the most part. The more money you have in your stash allows you to purchase expensive, more sought after gear to take into raid and become one of those tanky chads. Post-wipe, money is extremely valuable. Not only can it provide you with loadouts, but quest items and hideout upgrades too. But the question is, how can you make money post-wipe quickly and effectively? Well, don't worry lads, because I'm going to put my 3 years of Tarkov experience and countless account resets into good use and give you a great guide for farming money and ways I go about it post-wipe. Firstly, use that SCAV raid as and when you can. If you aren't one to stress about leveling as quickly as possible, then you can pretty much use the SCAV raid every other raid that you do. They only take 20 minutes to reset, and after some hideout upgrades it can become even quicker than that. The reason those SCAV raids are important is because you get a random gear set straight away, and some of those gear sets could be quite juicy in of themselves. With this loadout you could do two things: run straight to extract and transfer everything into your PMC stash to either use it in a PMC raid saving you money on a loadout, or you can sell it to respected traders to make a quick bit of cash. Or you can stay in the raid for a bit and risk a loadout that you put no money or effort into getting and potentially find something extremely valuable like bitcoins, valuable items or keys. Once you reach level 10 you will unlock the flea market, so remember that anything you find within your SCAV raid can be sold on the flea market, potentially tripling the profit that you can make. A great example of this is corrugated hose. At the time of this recording, which is June 4th, they sell for 90 to 105,000 on the flea market, and this is the same with bulbs. They go for 30 to 40,000 on the flea market due to their hideout upgrades. If you aren't planning to upgrade your hideout straight away, then these are actually quite common to find. You can find them all over the Interchange shopping mall and in toolboxes and caches around any map. Pretty much if you go into raid and find anything that can be used for hideout upgrades or those non-finding raid quests, they can be sold on the flea market for a large amount of profit compared to it being sold to traders. For that reason I will put an IMG link below which contains two images. The first image will show you the things needed to fully upgrade the hideout, and the next will show you the items needed for the handover quests. From here you can compare the pricing and hopefully with a little bit of luck you can make a large amount of profit. The next way I make money is actually the main way I make money, and that is simply to run Interchange. Whether you do it on a PMC raid or a SCAV raid, you find plenty of stuff in Interchange that can make you a huge amount of money. There are a lot of stores that can hold a large amount of money within them. My go-to stores are all of the tech stores throughout the mall. The locations vary, but the majority lie on the first floor. For example, German is on the opposite of the side entrance to Mantis, where you can find PC parts, Summit 1G phones, motors, helixes, and a bunch of other tech items. Rasmussen is across from the generic store and Attic, and here you will see similar tech components as well as a weapons case which you can loot. Texaco is underneath the stairs that lead up to the second floor close to the Ollie side, and is actually my go-to room to find bulbs, wires and drills which can sell for quite a large amount of money due to the hideout. And finally, the main and most well-known tech store in the Interchange shopping mall is TechLight. Just up the escalator from Texaco up on the second floor, you will find a lot of everything. Wires, caps, graphics cards, drills, CPUs and even weapons attachments on the pile of green wooden boxes within the store. Obviously, tech stores are not the only place worth looting while in the store. The back of Ollie is another amazing place for you to loot. You can find a couple of toolboxes, duffel bags, weapon boxes, computers, and that's just inside lootable containers. Be sure to keep your eyes peeled because on the majority of the shelves throughout the Ollie store, you will find many items that are worth grabbing. Corrugated hoses are in abundance here, and almost every barter item can be found hidden around the store. In fact, the past 3 wipes I have been using the Ollie store to get my Find and Raid gas analyzers for that quest. They are relatively easy to come across, and due to the store being so large, you'll quite commonly fill up your secure container and a backpack with loot that you find within the store. If you're struggling to find the computers that are located within Ollie, look for an information symbol hanging from the ceiling on a white box. Underneath these information signs there will be a few computers on a cluster of desks that you can loot. Speaking of computers, there are a large amount of them to loot within the mall other than the ones that I spoke about inside Ollie. These are located in the offices scattered around the map. For example, towards the rear of Ollie where the loading doors are, if you're looking at the loading doors and head directly right to the end, you will see an open cargo door. If you make your way into there, straight ahead of you behind a truck will be a double set of doors, and if you go through them and head directly left through another set of double doors, there will be a few offices for you to loot. There will be 2 doors on the right with offices in them, and if you make your way round following the corridor all the way round in a C shape, there will be another office for you to loot also. In these offices there are absolutely tons of computers, and this is where I find a lot of flash drives, so make sure you check here and be careful because people do like to camp the hallways also. There's also another set of offices located just outside of the Ollie area. If you're looking at the stairway that goes up towards TechLight and do a 180-degree turn, head all the way back, you'll pass a set of escalators that go downstairs, head past that and go through a corridor. At the end of that corridor you'll see a double set of closed wooden doors which say staff only to the right hand side of them. Go in there and follow the corridor left, and the second door on the right, which is a metal door, go through that and you'll see another small set of offices. The next set of offices is for the Goshen store. You can find these simply by looking at the front of Goshen, look at the main entrance sign, and then head all the way left past all of the cash registers, keeping all the cash registers to your right, and then at the end of that corridor you will see a double set of wooden doors. Go through there and you'll be in another smaller corridor, and then straight ahead of you will be another single metal door. If you go through there, there'll be another bunch of computers for you to loot. For the final set of offices that I'll be talking about within the Interchange shopping mall, we'll be looking at the front sign of IDEA. When you're outside IDEA, look at the front sign and then turn left. Right at the very end, you will see a yellow archway with entrance written on it. If you go inside there, straight ahead of you, you'll see a blue room with wooden doors on it. If you go into those wooden doors, you will see a few offices with a few computers. But also behind those offices, you'll go through another set of doors. There's also some shelving units which spawn more tech supplies and loose spawns like gas analyzers and drills. In total, there are over 30 PCs to loot within the store, giving you a high chance to find those find and raid flash drives or expensive graphics cards which you can sell on the flea market. To help with navigation around the map, I will recommend this online map. It's interactive, allowing you to zoom into different parts, as well as you'll be able to filter certain types of loot on and off. You'll be able to see just where the computers are, or where the SCAV boss usually spawns, etc, just from this map, so I'll leave a link to this in the video description below. Supply caches are also another great way to make money in Tarkov. They're hidden in almost every map and sometimes they're quite difficult to spot, but when you do spot them you can loot them for some serious gear and weapons, ranging from 366 TKM ammo to gold lion statues. There are two types of caches that could be hidden around the maps of Tarkov. One is a buried barrel stash with a 3x4 sized grid container located on customs, shoreline, woods and interchange. These are the easier of the two caches to spot. The other is a normal ground stash also located on customs, woods, shoreline and interchange, but has a slightly bigger 4x4 cache size, and this is quite hard to spot because it looks like it's made out of wood and leaves and it's usually hidden between trees and stuff like that, so it is quite hard to find. The reason these caches are important is because along with the wipe came a buff to what you can find within them. You will commonly find expensive ammos and weapons with chances to find gas analyzers and other valuable items. If you want to know where they spawn, I will link in the video description below 2 pages from the Escape from Tarkov wiki. One will take you to a buried barrel stash page and the other will take you to ground stashes. The reason these links will come in handy is because of the maps that are attached to them. I would be here all day listing each stash and where it's located, so these maps on the Escape from Tarkov wiki will give you the layout of the maps as well as the locations of each of the stashes in respect to the spawns and other landmarks on each map. Both pages also list the amount of items which could be found within each stash along with their rarities, but if you want an idea on just how much spawns in this stash is, well, here it is. Of course, if you don't understand the maps, you can always go onto YouTube and look at videos on where each cache spawns on each map, but honestly, it's probably easier to learn the maps that are on the websites so you can have a quick and easy reference rather than having to go back and watch the videos to be able to remember it. Another great way that I make my money is through SCAV bosses. They can actually make you a large amount of money early on. They are located on the majority of maps in Tarkov and vary in difficulty, but all of them have a decent amount of gear on them. I have made videos on all the SCAV bosses so far within Tarkov and different ways to engage them. If you click the link in the description, it will give you a YouTube search result for those 4 videos. Based on my experience, I go out of my way to engage Killer and Rashala. Killer is actually a rather good one to kill first. He is a lone SCAV boss, whereas Reshala has a few bodyguards around to protect him. He is a very aggressive SCAV boss though, so getting the jump on him is ideal. Get an MP5 from Peacekeeper loyalty level 1 and get 30 round magazines for the weapon at the same loyalty level. You can then fill this weapon with PST GZH 9mm ammunition from Mechanic loyalty level 1 or Prapor and Peacekeeper from loyalty level 2. From here you can rush the middle of Interchange shopping mall and engage Killer by shooting his legs. That's right, leg meta in Killer is actually the best way to kill him early on in the wipe unless you have something like a Vepr Hunter or a Mosin available to you. Leg meta in Killer is also good because it doesn't damage the armor as much as if you were to shoot him center mass or in the head, so it will give you more durability on the armor to extract with. When you kill Killer, dump everything you went in with and completely swap your loadout for his. And don't forget, loot the pockets. You'll have a chance to find Interchange or Labs keycards within them. He also has a large amount of grenades which can fetch a pretty penny too. In terms of Reshala, he is actually an easy SCAV boss to confront, especially in dorms when you have many rooms to hide in and long lines of sight to get the jump on the boss. It is likely that you'll see one of the SCAV bodyguards before you see Reshala himself, and as soon as they see you, you'll probably get a barrage of bullets heading your way. That's why staying around hard cover is important. Once they lose sight of you, then the guards will press to your last known position and probably throw a few grenades. Luckily though, they only push you one by one, giving you enough time to engage the guards before the others push you. There are 4 SCAV boss guards, and once you have killed them, you'll often have a chance to loot the SCAVs and pick up better weapons and armor, because Reshala hides away. He's either in the gas station or a room within the dorms building. Keep an eye on the helmets that the SCAV boss guards wear, because sometimes they can spawn with Alton helmets. But also check their pockets for grenades and large stacks of rubles. Check their rigs for IFAKs and grenades, and if they have a backpack, check that for medical items and money also. Once you've geared up a bit more, you can go and find Reshala. Don't be afraid to use some of those grenades that you've picked up to flush Reshala out into the open. He isn't armoured and only has 530 health, and that's quite low for a SCAV boss, so he's rather easy to kill. And once you do get to kill him, he'll either have a modded AK-101 or an AK-102 on him. But the pockets and the golden TT, if he does spawn with it, can be your big money items. In his pockets he could have a Bitcoin or a Labs keycard and a bunch of money too. Combine this with the loot from the 4 SCAV boss guards and you'll probably have more loot than you can carry. So prioritise weapon attachments over full weapons themselves, and take armor and helmets that have high durability and make the most of what you're looting. Finally, the hideout upgrades can actually make you a ton of money in the long run, but it will require you to invest some money into it before it can wield you a profit. Everything crafted from the hideout is considered find in raid, meaning it can all be sold on the flea market to fetch you the most amount of money. For example, if you upgrade your intelligence center to level 2 or level 3, at level 2 you'll be able to craft flash drives which can help you with a find and raid flash drive quest, but it can also give you a large amount of money by selling them on the flea market. And at level 3 you get the option to produce intelligence, which is also good to sell on the flea market. There are also ammo crafting recipes and a Bitcoin farm that you can make, which over time will get you the most out of your money without having to do anything but top up your fuel in the hideout. This is usually later on in the wipe though, so don't worry about that too much yet. It requires a lot of time and a lot of upgrades. I would definitely, as and when you can, upgrade your hideout, but if you're the type of person that likes to make quick and easy money, then maybe consider this tip as an extra and use the previous money making methods first and sell some of the hideout upgrades on the flea market if you need to. So anyway, that's it. All the ways I make money throughout Tarkov, and if you need any help, in my comment section below I'm always open for questions or a discussion on how you make your money within Tarkov. And if you check the description, there is also a link to join my Discord where there are plenty of people to grind money with or ask questions to. And since you're at the end of the video, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button as it really helps the channel out, and according to analytics, over 80% of you guys are not subscribed. If you're a fan on how the gameplay looked in this video, then that's thanks to the long-term sponsor of the channel, Shadow. Shadow can turn any PC, tablet, phone or Mac into a high-powered gaming PC using cloud gaming. Unlike Stadia or GeForce Now, you aren't just paying for a gaming big picture mode, but a Windows desktop client with top-of-the-range hardware located at your local data center. If you have an internet connection of 15 megabytes or more and fancy giving this a go, then click the link in the description. It will take you to their website where you can do more research and find out if Shadow is available where you are. If you decide to sign up using the code Samosh will give you money off your first month. And once again, thank you for staying till the end of the video. I love every one of you. I'll see you next time. Enjoy your evening.